Okay, so lads, what we decided, just to recap, okay, we're now throwing projectiles up a plane, and what we decided is that to do these questions, see the highlighted yellow section, which is the plane. We now we change what the x and y axis means. The x axis is parallel to the plane, and the y axis is perpendicular to the plane. We then got u cos alpha and u sine alpha is the throwing angle, alpha, which is here. And that's the same as it always was, sine alpha and cos alpha. The next thing you do, and I'll do this one more time, is you have to figure out gravity is now at an angle compared to the x and y axis, because it's at an angle to the wedge, okay? So what you do is, this is angle B, this is a 90-degree angle, this one is 90 take away B, because all three angles added together have to equal 180. And then finally, these two angles here, the two purple ones have to add up to 90 as well, and that will make this angle B. Because B plus 90 take away B is 90 degrees. Or in short, you can always say that this part here, B is always the same as the angle of the wedge you're throwing up. Now, if this is gravity, and this is also a 90-degree triangle, can anybody tell me what is the value of the blue side? And following the blue side, I want you to tell me the value of the green side. Connor. It is g cos b. This is the adjacent side. Does that make sense? The blue one's the adjacent side, so it's going to be g cos b. The green one is the opposite side, so what does that mean? Sine b. Right. Now, next thing I want you to allocate is, what direction is g cos b acting in? Is it a Vy or a Vx? It's acting downwards, and this one's acting this way, like so. Okay? Now, what you're seeing there is a very basic example of a triangle law. If I want to start off at point A and end up at point B, yeah, I can take vector 1, which is straight down, or I can take two other vectors to get to the same spot. So I could also take vector 2 and vector 3. So basically, it's like if you want to travel to Cork. I can go Dublin to Cork directly, or I can go Dublin to Galway, Galway to Cork. It's the same, you end up at the same spot, don't you? So that's what we're basically saying here. Vector 1 equals vector 2 plus vector 3. So likewise, gravity goes straight down. This means the blue vector and the green vector have to go diagonally right down and diagonally left down. Now what I'm asking you guys is, which direction are they affecting? Which speed are they affecting? The blue one is in what direction? Perpendicular to the yellow line, perpendicular to the plane. So what does that mean? G cos B affects the y values. What about the green one? Is it parallel or perpendicular? And if it's parallel, what does that mean? G sine B affects the x part. Everybody cool with that? Now, let's do what we've always done. B equals u plus at to begin. Bx equals what, guys? We have it up here. U cos alpha. Now, it's been slowed down by g sine b. So what do I need to do here? Minus gt sine b. It's the same thing as it's the same thing as g sine bt, but I've seen people do this in the past where people put the t in with the angle, and it's not with the angle, so I tend to put the t in front of the trigonometric function, okay? Stops that from happening. So that's your first equation. Can anybody predict what the second equation is going to be? A really lazy way of doing it. Anywhere you see a cos, change it to a sine. Anywhere you see a sine, change it to a cos, and you get the same thing. You with that? If you need to visualize it, what you're basically saying is that the blue one, gravity is accelerating your projectile towards the plane. So it's going to drop eventually, and it's going to get accelerated into the plane. All right. Now, what can we say about Sx next, guys? Sx, same thing you did last time. Add a t onto the first one, half the second one, and add another t. So, Killian, what do you think of the Sx value? Yeah. Half sine b. And what about Sy? Same thing again. Alpha, yeah. Minus a half. Yeah. Yep. That's it, and you're done. Alright, guys. Now here's the fun part. Alright. So, first thing you're going to do is sort out the u values. And you're going to put it parallel to the x and y axis. So you're going to get angle M, and you send it up at 56. So what does that make the adjacent side there? Anybody? 56 cos M, and this one here? 56 sine M, okay? That's the first thing you got to do is sort out that u value, okay? Next thing you got to do, you do what's called a gravity triangle. I'm going to do the gravity triangle in green. Pick any point on the wedge, draw a vertical line, then draw a perpendicular line to the plane. Stop when you can draw a parallel adjacent side that's parallel to the original plane. Okay. Bit of very, very basic construction there, okay? I don't green. This yellow side here should be parallel to this yellow side here. Is that okay? We went over this earlier. What angle is this in here? It's always the same as the wedge angle, okay? What is the hypotenuse of this triangle? G. So what is the adjacent of this triangle? G cos n. What is the opposite of this triangle? G sine n. Cool. Alright, let's go into here now. What do we get for the first one? So u in this case will be, so 56 cos m minus gt sine n. Now, once you create the first one, you can be really lazy from this point onwards. What can I do with the second one without even looking? Change the signs, and you get really quick then. Only problem with that is if you make a mistake with the very first one, you're going to make a mistake with them all. Do you get what I'm saying? It's faster, but you'd want to make sure you get the first one right. Otherwise, all of them will be wrong, right? So it's cos n. What about the part after that then? Add on a t. Yeah. Yeah, half the second one and add on a t squared. And then after that? Minus a half gt squared cos n. And you're done. Alright? Before you come back in on Wednesday, will you practice that once, just maybe on Tuesday before you come back in, just to make sure you're fast at it. For the rest of you, practice anything on 3C you think you need practice on. And if you're still having problems with 3C, come in on Wednesday, ask me to do one or two more of them, and I'll be happy to do them, okay? Otherwise, we're moving on to chapter 11.